If you are paying off debt, one of the best things you can do is actually calculate your debt-free date. You will be amazed at how sending even just $100 extra every single month to the principal on the debt you're working on can have a massive impact and help you pay off your debt months, if not years sooner. So instead of just telling you that sending extra money every single month to your debt is worth it, I'm gonna actually show you the math. I used to do something very similar when my husband and I were working to pay off over $111,000 worth of debt, and we did it, we paid it off. Thankfully though, it has become a lot easier to calculate your debt-free date and to see just how much a difference it makes when you're willing to send extra money to your debt. So I'm gonna lay it out for you very clearly, and I'm gonna be using my brand new debt payoff calculator that you can get down below in the description for free. And to be able to make this really easy to understand, I'm gonna break it down into two options. We have option A and option B. These are gonna look very similar, but I find it's amazing to see the difference, not only in money you save when you're willing to send extra to debt, but the amount of time you save. So let's make this easy. We have option A. Let's say that you have a $5,000 credit card balance. You took out a loan maybe to cover car repairs for $5,000. That credit card is charging you a 20% interest rate. Honestly, that is lower than most credit cards. So typically most credit cards are higher than this. And the credit card company tells you, okay, your minimum monthly payment is $100 a month. As long as you send us $100 a month, you're fine. We're happy with that. And so you do. You are on top of things, you don't get behind, and you every single month make your $100 payment. And you never use the credit card again. Okay, you never use it. You used it that one time for $5,000. You pay $100 a month. Let's see how long it's going to take you to pay off that debt. The way we find that out is we use my debt payoff calculator that I made, and I'll put the video of it up right here. So we can see that we have a credit card for $5,000 at 20% interest, making a $100 per month minimum payment. We aren't going to send any extra to that debt. We're just going to make the minimum payment. I can click calculate my debt-free date, and it says, okay, it is going to take you 9 years and 1 month to actually become debt-free, making that minimum payment of $100 a month at 20% interest. And not only that, not only is it going to take you 9 years, which is like half of someone's childhood, you are also going to pay $5,840 in interest alone. So not only will you have paid $5,000 because you borrowed that money, you put that money on the credit card, but now you're going to pay an additional $5,840 in interest. This is crazy to me because you don't see that money leaving your account all at once. It is slowly taken out of your account every single month. Honestly, at $100 a month, which most people don't even consider a big deal. They think, okay, it's just $100, that's fine. But when you total it all up and see how much you're actually paying and how long you're on the hook for paying that amount, it is mind-boggling. Now, let's say that you decide, no, I'm not gonna make a $100 payment, I'm gonna make extra. So option A is we have this $5,000 credit card. Let's make the same exact identical situation in option B. You decide that even though your minimum payment is $100 a month, you decide, no, I'm not gonna make just the minimum payment. I'm gonna actually send $200 a month to this debt. I'm gonna take an extra $100 and send it to the principal of that credit card. So we have a difference of $100 a month, which can be a lot, but I feel like for most people it might be doable. Let's look at how that changes not only the amount of time that you're gonna be spending paying off this credit card, but the amount in interest. So with my debt calculator, what I can do is I can scroll back up, and we have our situation here, $5,000, 20%, and the minimum payment is $100. We want to send an extra $100 to this debt. So I can slide this toggle over. There's this toggle that I can move and slide. I'm going to slide it over to $100 a month, and I'm going to click calculate my debt-free date. And guess what? It does the math for you. So instead of this taking you 9 years and 1 month to be able to pay off that credit card, you're now doing it in 2 years and 9 months. And instead of paying $5,840 in interest, you're paying $1,522 in interest. And what's so great about this calculator is not only will it show you how long it's going to take you to pay off this debt and how much money you're going to be paying in interest, but if you keep scrolling, it's going to actually show you how much time and money it saves you. So by choosing option B, by sending an extra $100 per month to your debt on top of your minimum payment, it is saving you 6 years and 4 months. You're going to pay off this credit card when you do option B 6 years and 4 months sooner, and it's going to save you $4,318 in interest. That is mind-boggling. So you still have to pay, of course, the $5,000 you borrowed, but now you're only paying $1,522 in interest versus over $5,800 in interest. I think it's interesting because most people assume that, and I was the same way, right? When I was paying off debt, I felt like, oh, every extra dollar doesn't really count, right? Just an extra $20 here or an extra $100 there. It's not gonna make that big of a difference. But when you do the math and you look at it across a long period of time, it makes a massive difference and it can have a serious impact on your debt-free journey. So that's exactly what this calculator shows. What's great about this, and it's totally 100% free, I made it and I love it, if you can't tell, is you can add up to 15 debts. So you can put all your debts in. It will actually allow you to add extra monthly payments. If you say, okay, I'm gonna send an extra $300 every month to my debt, it allows you to see the amount of money you're saving over time and the amount of time you are saving. Then you can also scroll down. It'll tell you the debt avalanche order or the debt snowball order, so you can decide which order you want to pay off your debt. And there are some freebies down below as well. Now you might be thinking, okay, Allison, but how? How do I find that extra $100 every month to send to my debt when grocery prices are crazy, when gas prices are going up, when it feels like there's just so much economic uncertainty right now? Where do I find that money? Well, first, I just want to say, I highly recommend you have an emergency fund in place first, at least preferably 3 months of necessary expenses. And that's exactly what our family did whenever we were paying off debt. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about 5 ways to find extra money in your budget so that you can send that extra $100 to debt every month. Now, these are 5 things that our family did. I'm not saying you need to do all of them, and we didn't do all of them every single month, but if you just choose 1 or 2, you will be shocked at how much money you can save just in general and then send that to debt. The first tip for you is to change one big expense. I'm guessing that there are ways where you can cut back or change something, eliminate something to be able to make a massive difference in your spending every month. Here's my example. One of the things that I do whenever I want to save money or cut back on my spending is I don't look at the little daily spending here and there. I don't look at the coffee that I get once a week or the takeout I might grab every now and then. No, I look at my big expenses. What am I spending money on every single month that has a massive impact? Things like transportation costs, housing costs, home insurance, car insurance. By changing one big expense, even just over the course of a year, it can have a huge difference on your debt payoff journey. Here's my example. My husband and I, every single year, without fail, we shop around for new car insurance. And what this does is it saves us anywhere from $80 to $100 a month. I wish that car insurance companies would give their best rates to their loyal customers. Unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. So some examples of one big expense you can change include car insurance, home insurance, shopping around for those cheaper rates. Even changing your cell phone company. Our family switched from Verizon. We were with Verizon for, oh my gosh, over 15 years, and we switched to Visible. It saved us over $100 a month just to switch, and we got the exact same service, the exact same plan, which was insane to me. Changing one big expense like that can just free up a lot of money every single month. Tip number 2 for you to find extra money is to sell stuff. And then I drew a little book here. I hope you can tell it's a book. I'm not the best artist, but I try. Anyway, sell stuff. Go around your home. What is it that you can package up in bundles and sell on Facebook Marketplace? I promise you have more stuff sitting around that you don't even use or haven't touched in a really long time. This might not be something that you want to do every single month, but it helps whenever you just need a little bit of extra money coming in. Our family did this recently over spring break. We had tons of books that our kids had just grown out of. Things like graphic novels, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Cat Kid, Dog Man, all of those. So my husband and I went through our bookshelf, we bundled up packages of books, and we were able to earn $165 in cash just by selling books on Facebook Marketplace. And whatever didn't sell by the end of the week, we donated. This is a really great way to get some influx of money in. Maybe it's not consistent, but let me tell you, that extra money is nice to have, and you can send it straight to the debt that you're working on. Tip number 3 is to cut back on 3 smaller expenses. Unlike looking at one big expense and changing one big expense, this is looking at smaller expenses that do add up and choosing 3 categories that you want to cut back on and spend less on. This might look like limiting the amount of money you're spending on takeout or restaurants. It might look like canceling a couple of subscription services. I know that our family, we have way too many streaming services. It's kind of embarrassing. We could easily go in and cut back on 2 or 3 of them and find an extra $60 every month. So if we were to essentially cut back on 2 or 3 streaming services and cut back on takeout a little bit, and then also maybe give ourselves less spending for online shopping, we could easily save $100 to $150 every single month. It's something that you don't have to change forever. You can always add those streaming services back into your budget eventually. You can always increase your takeout eventually, but by cutting back on 3 smaller expenses, it's gonna have a bigger impact on your debt-free journey if you're willing to take that money and send it to debt than you might even realize. My next example for finding extra money in your spending is one that I love because you do it once and you see the benefit over and over again, and that is to negotiate your bills. I'm talking internet bill. Some people live in states, I know in Texas, we can choose different electric companies. We have the power to choose. We're not assigned an electric company. So finding a different electric company with a cheaper rate can have a massive impact on our electric bill over time. Here's the way I think about this. Just call and ask, or email and ask. The worst that people can say is no. Think about your utilities, your internet. Internet is a huge one. We recently lowered our internet bill by $35 a month, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but when you add it up over a year, it is significant. It really is. This is an example that I love specifically because you do the work once, you call and you negotiate a lower rate or a different amount, and then you see that savings every single month, even though you only did the work once. My final tip for you to free up an extra $100 or more every month is to have a no spend weekend. At least one no spend weekend every single month. This means that you are planning to cook all of your meals at home. We're not going to be going out or doing anything like that. Any entertainment is going to be things that are free. Going outside, getting together with friends, hosting movie nights at your place. The goal here isn't to hate your life. It's not to just hole up in your home and not do anything. It's just to be intentional about one weekend a month you are not going to spend money. Now, of course, if you go grocery shopping on the weekends, obviously I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about bills that come out over the weekend or anything like that. I'm talking about that extra spending that we tend to do whenever we have these 2 free days a week, which, gosh, I wish weekends were 3 or 4 days long, but regardless, cutting back on your spending, even for just 1 week in a month, can easily save you $100 as long as you are intentional. The goal for all of this is to find an extra $100 in your budget every single month to be able to send to your debt. I have a feeling though that if you're willing to try all of these in 1 month, you're gonna find more than $100 every single month. And the plan here is to take that money, don't spend it, instead send it to the debt payment that you're working on next. Because I don't know about you, but if it was me, I would want to be living my life, my money journey, using option B, following option B, taking taking any extra money I can and sending it to that debt, so that way it's saving you time, it's saving you interest. Like, that's what I would do. And I'm guessing if you're watching this, that's what you would want to do too. Be sure to check out my free debt payoff calculator. It's completely free. I'll link to it down below in the description. Thank you so much for joining me.